Welcome to Philippines Raw, the ultimate no BS guide to life in the Philippines from an expat who tells it exactly like it is. No polished travel scripts, no fake tourist filters, no sugarcoating the realities. If you're tired of the typical paradise vloggers who only show luxury resorts, you just found your new home on YouTube. Welcome to Philippines Raw. I'm Mark, and Josie's downstairs. Actually, she's outside washing the bird shit off the car. We had the top painted, and we forgot earlier, we saw there was a whole bunch of bird shit on it. And so we started to watch a movie, and then I was thinking, well, I wanted to voice over this video, and so she said she'd go rinse it off. And I will talk about what we did today. Well, you know, the greatest thing that we found are these pedal assist e-bikes. Everybody knows that now, right? Because we take these things everywhere, and it's just really hard for me to get in the car anymore. It really is, because I really like being outside, and I really like getting the exercise of pedaling. And these things, look at the maneuvers. Look at the maneuvers. It's actually fun gliding through the traffic. It really is fun. It makes what would be what I would call hell on earth in a car an enjoyable experience. You know, so that's kind of what I got to talk about today, I guess. Just the way that we have really enjoyed these things. And it amazes me that they hold together. It really does. They take such a beating. They take a pounding. And today, when we got over to SNR, Josie's telling me my backlight stays on now. And, you know, well, I'm not surprised, you know. Either we got some water in there somewhere that's making a connection it shouldn't, or it's just a matter of the pounding every day that these things take. But for what we paid for them, which was like 24,000 pesos, I think, a couple years back, man, we have gotten our money out of them. Especially when you consider, if you took a trike over to SNR, 300 pesos probably, and we usually give them a little tip. So, you know, back and forth, 700 pesos probably. Over to Finney Homes, even more, because it's a little bit farther. That's almost 11 kilometers, and that's like a 700, 750, you know, a little tip. Let's just say 800 again for that round trip. We have paid for these things many times over already in 2 years. I don't know how long they're going to hang together, but they're mostly aluminum. So, well, first of all, I guess I should actually tell you what they are. These are Trinx Navigators is what they are. So if anybody wants to look these things up, I don't even know if they still sell them, but we had a Fido D2S's before, a similar type of thing, but I like these actually even better. It has an odometer on this. Most of the other functions are the same. Fido's didn't have a backlight. This has a backlight. It has a brake light, you know, so it's really safer. But anyway, so we're out on these things today, and we're headed to the bank just to get a few more pesos in our pocket. And this is that downhill you've seen on other videos, you know. You got to get out in the middle. You really got to get out in the middle, and there's an off-ramp on the right, and there's traffic, you know, that'll cut in front of you. So it's kind of a delicate maneuver here, but as you can see, zip, 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 and right into the lot. You know, I think the exchange rate is still 61 something. And one thing I would say is hold on, if you can, hold on to your U.S. credit cards or wherever you came from, especially if they will give you the exact exchange rate, and they have no foreign fees or anything. Because those credit cards are really like a gold mine in the Philippines. I honestly use that most of the time. Most of the time, you know, the big grocery stores and stuff. I don't like small stores. You know, they'll take your credit card. They're maneuvering behind the counter, and I got ripped off for actually 27,000 pesos, 2 different charges. Yeah. 27,000 duplicate charges. These guys must have been idiots to do an exact amount the same. But anyway, my credit card company, the bank already notified me. They already notified me before I even knew anything had happened. And it was one of those kind of deals where they take your card and, you know, you're filling out some warning information. You know how they got to check everything out in the Philippines. You buy it, but then, you know, they have to check it out. They have to plug it in, take it out of the box and all this stuff. Well, these people were good because while they're running this normal thing, which is a normal thing, in this case, it was really a diversion. And they had a warranty card. They wanted me to fill it out, you know, so all this time, and they're standing right there, but still, I'm busy. And they had my card, and, you know, I don't know if they used the card reader, what they did. They just copied it. I don't know, you know, but it was probably out of sight for a minute or two, and that's when they got me. But you know what? My U.S. credit card, instantly, just like that, they refunded the amounts. So I had no clue whatever happened with it. Didn't really care. Didn't make any difference to me because my U.S. credit card stood 100% behind me. So that is a real benefit. In addition to getting that exact change rate, you have that trust factor that you have with U.S. banks that you just don't have here. I'm sure if that would have happened with a major bank here, let's just say I'm not sure what would have happened, but I have serious doubts that I would have instantly gotten a refund. And if I ever got a refund, I probably would have had to go through an enormous procedure, which probably would have taken weeks. You know, you just don't ever know. I had one situation where, I guess this is getting off the bike subject, but anyway, we did go to the bank, so that's in the video. And what I was going to say on this was, I had one situation where one of these shopping platforms, well, I'll just tell you, Shopee. It was Shopee. All of a sudden, I was blocked. And they called them, and they said, oh, we need to re-verify you. So I did the whole selfie thing, and the ID thing, and the whole thing. Okay, I'm good to go. Sign in again. Good that day. A couple days later, blocked. Re-verified again. And then, I'm blocked again. I never knew why. We never found out why, but this time when I called them, and I emailed also, and I called, and they said, because of the seriousness of the infraction, you are permanently banned. Never knew what happened. I did try about 6 months later to sign in just to see what happened. Nope, can't sign in. So I no longer can sign in. But here's an interesting thing. Shopee keeps sending me emails that they miss me. They miss me, but I've been permanently banned. Is that a riot? So, and now it wouldn't make any difference if I was unbanned for the seriousness of my infraction, whatever it may have been. I would never shop there again. Never. Because I went through so much rigmarole with these people. And also, at one time before that, they had sent me a thing that we are, we were in the top 3%, I think, of their customers as far as purchases. Top 3%. Yeah, so, you know, they were really grateful. Now, here's what, but you know what? I used to use all, you know, they have vouchers and they have coins off and they have all these little promotional things. And I always make it a point. I'm like my dad. My dad used to always use coupons in the United States. He had a book of all these coupons. He'd take them to the store, you know. And I guess I'm like him because I would take advantage of all the vouchers and stuff, you know, whether it's a free shipping, 50 pesos off, 8% off, whatever it was. Josie said, you use too many discounts. You use too many discounts and they don't want you to shop there anymore. So I actually have no idea whatsoever what the problem was, and I never will. But I will never shop there again anyway. And over time, I've had other smaller issues, you know, with the Lazada. Way back in the early days of Lazada, once I had paid online with the wallet, I guess, and the thing just disappeared from my history. It took my money, but it disappeared, and it wasn't big, you know. It was like 1,300 pesos, but it just blim, blom, gone. You know, it's gone. There's no history. And so I check, and it came out of the wallet, which was, I think, connected to my bank, and I called them, and they said they have no history of every an order ever being placed. No history whatsoever. Never got that back. Never could find out, and that's kind of the way it is. So I'm careful now, and I don't use. I pay directly through Gcash generally now when I shop at Lazada, and I've never had an issue with that. But I don't put any more money into any of these wallets that they have. Because in the time that I got banned from Shopee, I had money in that wallet, and during the couple days that I was unbanned there, I got that out fast. So they only got me for something like 15 pesos, I think, that was left in that wallet. Well, here we are at SNR. This is, you know the drill. This is our usual spot. Two Americanos. We were looking for the poke bowl. No poke bowl. I don't know why they're not doing the salmon poke bowl, but I'm missing it. Hear that, SNR? I'm missing the poke bowl. But we do love the chicken, and usually we just go over to the food court there and get the individual dinner. But this time she said, you know, I think the chicken is better if you buy it, you know, in the store, the rotisserie thing, the whole chicken. And honestly, it's cheaper than hell. And it was real good. It was hot and fresh and good. And the coffee was great. And they even had some free stevia with it. Hey, that's pretty good, isn't it? That they're using stevia if you want it. So Josie got an extra rice because she got to have more rice. This must be a Filipina thing, but if you run out of rice first, you cannot finish the rest of the food. That's the way it works out, you know. So you have to have enough rice to finish the chicken or whatever. But speaking of the chicken, we obviously did not finish this whole chicken. But we did find a use for it out in the parking lot, and then we brought the rest home. Alright, so we got nothing better to do now that we're done eating than to people watch. So Josie gives me the white guy sighting, and we're discussing what to me is a young girl, but young woman of maybe 20 years old with him. And this guy's, I'd say, in his 50s somewhere. So nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, it's almost normal for expats. But the thing is, after a few minutes, there walked over to them another woman, and she had kind of, I thought it was gray hair in with the black hair, you know. And I'm guessing this woman was maybe in the 45, maybe, possibly older. I don't know. I'm not good on age with Filipinas. But Josie decided that that's the wife, and the girl is somebody else, or a daughter, or who knows what. You know.
Like some
and there was a young kid there too. So then we start talking about this hair, and I'm saying, you know, it's almost shocking to see somebody with gray hair, because in the Philippines, especially women, but men too, you know, I mean, you see somebody that's like 90 years old and they got black hair, you know. So it's just unusual to see a woman with kind of salt and pepper hair, you know. She had a fair bit of gray, and still a lot of black, but a lot of gray, you know. And it looked great. It looked great. And she was a very nice looking woman. But we were talking about vanity in the Philippines. I said, Filipinos are really vain, you know. That's why I said it's unusual to see the gray, because they always want to hide the gray, you know. Always want to hide the gray. And we were talking about, you know, at some age, it seems like you ought to kind of give up. Not give up, I guess that's not the point. It's just, it starts to look stupid when you have too many. You've seen people that are, it's what Josie and I call injectables, you know, because they've had so many different things done to them that it's so obvious that it's almost embarrassing, you know.
What's good care?
I guess we got that injectables thing from. We used to watch 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
I always thought that show was a riot, you know. And I don't even know if it's still on anymore. I wouldn't know any of the people in it, because they would kind of go back and follow some of these people. But it was a funny show, and we enjoyed watching it. But there was these two sisters, and they were so ridiculously injected, you know, in every way, with the giant lips, you know, and I mean just everything, your boobs, and just massive reproduction factory, you know. And it just seems embarrassing to me when people try so hard that it's just super obvious, you know, kind of like Trump, you know, and his hair and his makeup on his hands, and he can't look old in any way, you know, because he has to look young and vibrant, and it was kind of becomes stupid, huh? So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I don't know what this has to do with the price of tea in China or e-bike riding, but that's what we talk about, stuff like that when we're eating, you know. And of course, my severe case of Trump derangement syndrome, you know, brought the subject right back to Trump, right? What do you think about this America's Great American, what is it? Great American State Fair? You know, this thing is supposed to be a celebration of the 250th anniversary of the United States. How in the heck did it get to be all about Trump? You know? Now it's basically being boycotted by just about everybody, it looks like. Because I'm watching Fox News, and Fox News is showing the same thing everybody else is showing. This, you know, the mall there, then the grass, and it's almost all empty with like a few dozen people walking around. It's like, I can't believe that there could be so few people at such a big, happy event. And of course, Trump is saying that it was packed with people, packed with happy people, you know.
But still okay ba?
Still okay.
You can't, you just can't,
Yeah, why don't they make
you
the
can't
whole
believe
thing
this
with
stuff, you
things
know?
that wouldn't rust?
And that like paper mache thing, the
Okay.
arch, which looked nothing like the Trump arch or whatever it is that they're supposed to build, but it didn't look the same. And they showed it, and you could see the staples in it where they staple the paper on, covering the styrofoam or whatever the heck it's made out of, you know.
Go by the guy.
It's just like a nonsensical
We can ask
thing.
him if he's got idea on that.
But
On the light.
No, I think
what a waste of money. Over $100 million was given to this in different kinds of contracts for this 250th anniversary. What a
But we
waste
discovered
of
a friend.
taxpayer money. Is it incredible that you could
Friend in
blow
need.
that kind of money and just not
So
give a
this
shit about
guy,
anything?
Son,
You know? In an occasion when it should be a wonderful, happy thing. I absolutely believe it should be the greatest, most happy, wonderful thing. I went to State Fair in Iowa when I was a kid. Love that thing, you know. 10 days of just fun and food and events and rides and nothing but pure enjoyment for a kid, you know. This should have been so much bigger than anything like that. Here's our buddy we found out there. He was sniffing around in the cart, and we knew he smelled that chicken. So somebody's taking care of him though, because he's got a collar on. Huh?
It's kind of jumpy though.
But he sure did enjoy that chicken the same day, the same way we did. I think he would have eaten the whole thing actually, but that's my breakfast for tomorrow, so gotta save some for me.
You're welcome.
Well, we're looking out at the sky, and you know it's kind of hard to tell when it's
We got everything
raining so light,
here
but people got umbrellas, I see, and it's not for the sun. So I look and I see, oh yeah, some people got wet windshields. So we wrapped everything up in plastic. You see, it's all wrapped in plastic.
Prepared.
And we headed out.
Still
Didn't
has
put the raincoats out, saved them for in case we needed them on the way. But as soon as we got out of here,
On the road again.
it was nice.
Because it's getting dark.
No more rain. It
I don't
was
see
gone.
anybody with
So,
windshield wipers
worked out
going.
great, and that's the greatest thing
Sometimes
about
it's
going to
hard to tell
SNR.
because it's-
They have a
it's
cover
so
place.
light.
This is actually
You can
supposed to
hardly
be
see it.
only for delivery riders, but nobody's going to chase us out of here because we dropped too much money off at SNR. And they're nice people too. But I think they do like it. There she goes. She's off like a rocket. It amazes me how good she is biking, because I don't know. I think she had not biked
Oh
since
yeah,
she
it's
was a
lightly
kid.
sprinkling.
You know, when we started biking.
So we'll
12
hang
years
in
ago.
there for a while without the sprinkle.
We were lucky. We got right in there,
without the
and
raincoats.
we try and use
It
the
starts
car
raining
to
a little
block
heavier.
as a blocker here. You know, so if something happens, we got something between us and the traffic. And luckily, the guard has been really good about helping the cars out. Before, they kind of let them go on their own, but they finally figured out they would like to see their customers alive next time when they come back. And we're off, so that's it. And we will see you next time. Nothing special on this one, just another enjoyable bike ride, and another good meal at SNR, and another happy cat.